Our update for Spain. Here I am in the minibus. This is our latest venture. We bought a vehicle to get rid of our British vehicle. The cost of transferring the British vehicle was just ridiculous. It just didn't make any sense. Although it's a nice vehicle, when I say nice, it's not nice because it's a nice looking vehicle. It's nice in the fact that it's reliable. It's been serviced from new. It's had two old people as a couple that have had it since new, so it's never had any heavy mileage of that put on it. Well, it's got some heavy mileage on it, but it's not had any heavy abuse. So as such, it's a pretty reliable little car. I'm hoping somebody wants it to go back to the UK with, because it seems a bit of a shame to send it to the scrapyard. But this is our little van. As you can see, plenty of seats. Got 9 seats in here. We do the school runs in this on a daily basis, which is the main reason we needed a vehicle. If I wasn't going to the school, how many times a day do I go? Take the kids in the morning, pick Ubi up at lunch, take Ubi back. So I go to the school 4 times a day. So doing that, we needed a vehicle that's reliable. And although the school's only 15 minutes away, that's an hour a day even in the car. If I was walking there, you're probably talking 3 hours a day or more for the picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off. So it's a bit of a pain, but at the same time we get to spend lunch with Ubi. Zoe stays throughout the lunch because they're trying to change her food habits, so she's there all the time. But one of the things you have to be aware of in Spain though is you do pay for the school meals, which can be quite expensive. I mean, the most expensive month is about 90 euros per child. And although the bus is free for us in La Mata, if we're a bit further out, you'd have to pay for the bus as well. But we don't use the bus purely because of taking the kids to the bus stop and standing there waiting for the bus, then waiting to pick them up. It's just as quick to go to the school and pick the kids up ourselves, rather than standing in the street in the cold. So I know we sort of do that ourselves by actually having to go and pick the kids up, but at the same time I can't see the point of walking 5-10 minutes from the house to stand in the cold waiting for the kids when we're normally to school and back before the kids are even before the school bus even turned up. So that's enough about the school, but this is what we've been doing this week, is the camper van. It eventually will become a camper van. We've been doing a few upgrades on here. I put a new stereo in, and there's some curtain rails going in to cover the windows, because I don't really like people being able to nose into what we've got in the car. But also in Spain you can't have tinted windows unless it's done by somebody that can certificate it, which is frustrating because I can actually tint windows, and for a vehicle this size it's just not cost effective, so we're just getting curtains which will suit for when we go camper van later. The only downside is the car's a bit dirty at the minute, because obviously we bought it and it's being used and abused. I don't know where it's originally come from. In Spain it's either going to be construction or farming, one of the two. So I've got to find a way to get some of the cleaning stuff so I can get this all cleaned up, because I don't want to get rid of the ceiling. I know a lot of people reline them with carpet and stuff, but this is solid hard wearing original Volkswagen stuff, so I really don't want to change it. But where the bits are broken, I want to just repair it, or I'll just change a section. Hopefully find a nice broken Volkswagen T4 in some scrapyard somewhere and cannibalise it. But yeah, it's reliable. We went to Murcia in it the other day. I'll stick a photo of the cathedral up actually in this video. So I mean, we've took it 2 hours drive each way, no problems with it whatsoever. Engine's rock solid. It's 2.5 litre diesel. And if you're asking why we went for this, the first thing I want to say is most of the vehicles in this sort of price range in Spain, because we paid 2,200 euros for this vehicle, we paid for 2,200 for it, but that is below what one of these is worth in the UK in roadworthy condition. But also, with it having a diesel engine and being a commercial diesel engine, it's reliable. So it's sort of like, okay, as long as that's sound, and the bodywork's normally pretty good in Spain in a lot of vehicles. The only issue or risk I've got is things like brakes and stuff when it goes for its ITV, which is the MOT equivalent of Spain. But everything else is small, and the thing with these is, look at the size of it. We rip the extra seats out and convert it as a camper van. It actually goes up in value. There's no sort of loss on these vehicles because it has such a big following with VW. And now the downside of the school stuff is I haven't had enough time to get on with the other bits and pieces I want to do. I mean, I've been out looking at some sites for the dog food business. If you're not aware, we're looking at getting dog food and other stuff into Spain, then distributing it throughout Spain. If I look at about 5 units so far, some of them are ideal, but just waiting to get the prices on it. Because if that takes off, I think financially we'll be pretty sorted in Spain. And the radio station and other stuff's still there. We just need the dog food to get working, and then it'll sort of roll from there. Because how I generally do business stuff, same in the Philippines, I start with a small idea, get it working, then I'll roll the money from that either to expand that business or start another small one, and then you get 5-7 businesses all rolling, none of them making huge money, but they're all making money. You know, you get sustainable quite quick, and that's the main goal here. Is once you're sustainable, it doesn't really matter, because then if you go and get a job, it doesn't really matter because your bills are already paid from your sustainable income. So that's the whole point of it, is that if you work, you can bank all that money, or you can roll it into something new. Personally, I like to bank it, because then I can go, right, I'm going to take 6 months off work later. So yeah, sustainable income's the way to go. But yeah, that's this week so far. Not a lot else going on at the minute. Going to start doing the paperwork for self-employment. That's the next thing, because I've got to get that up and running, so that within 3 months I can then sort out the residency for April and the kids. And the Syria stuff's a bit concerning, because I'm not sure how that's going to impact the EU. At the moment, it seems that the UK is using it for a bit of a stepping stone, which I can see it tightening its borders up to sort of avoid the UK referendum on the EU. But the freedom of movement is being affected, and it's whether it becomes long term, which is very likely because of the Syrian refugee crisis going to Germany. But having the Paris attack has actually helped the EU governments being able to close their borders temporary, as they like to say, when they actually mean long term. Anyway, thanks for watching. Not a lot else to report at the moment, except it's got cold, it's windy today, temperatures have dropped to about, coldest about 17 degrees, which is still not that bad, but when it was 20, I think it was 27 the other day, and then dropping down to 17, it's a big jump. Thanks for watching. Yeah.